one time I got dumped by this guy and I was kind of into him and I was really devastated and my ego was bruised, so I needed something or somebody to make me feel better. And there was this guy that I'd seen at a couple of NA meetings, and he was really hot and he had this like really sexy voice and these big beefy hands. And you know, he would share about like, you know, the tragedies, the things that he had to do to like get high and how he wanted to die and, you know, like the depths of despair and all that shit. And I would be fantasizing about him like talking to my vagina and like playing with my boobs. And so I decided that he was going to be the thing that made me feel better. And we had a thing going on for a couple weeks where we would like hang out and make out in my car and it would get all like steamy, and you know, I was trying to get him to talk to my vagina and play with my boobies, but he would never invite me back to his house. And at the time I was 28 years old and I was living at my parents and I couldn't bring him back there. And I thought maybe he was living with his parents too, because I would take him to like, you know, drop me off at like the corner or something, and I would take him and I'm like, oh, where are you living? There's a party. He'd be like, hey, see you later. And like, oh, I just gotta stop at this store real quick. And you know, so I'm like, all right, what's going on, dude? After a while, he's like, yeah, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, he's married. Well, we can work around that. But he's like, no, I actually live in a homeless shelter. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's not a big deal. Like, you just, you know, whatever. You can't meet my parents until you have your own place. And he points out that, like, my parents are actually my landlords at the time. But yeah, so around the same time, I discovered that my parents really enjoyed that Wii sporting Nintendo, whatever the hell. And Halloween was their 40th wedding anniversary, and I decided that's what I was going to get them. And I had him with me in my car, and I said, you know, you got to wait out here, because you live in a homeless shelter and you can't come meet my parents yet. I'm gonna go give him this gift. Yes, I know I'm a bitch. And I guess a trick-or-treater knocked on the door, and my mom answered the door, and she sees him and she's like, well, who's that out there? Oh, come on in, yeah. And I'm like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. And he comes in, and like within 3 minutes of being there, my very technologically challenged parents are like, can you hook this Wii up for us? And he's like totally cool the whole time. Like, he was very charming, and I'm like, we're gonna get out of here. And the thing with like my parents' entertainment center is like, it's like a bucket that a robot threw up in. It's just like a bunch of wires that are like all over the place, and like it's in like a dark corner and everything. It's just a mess. And like my brother-in-law, like he got out of the job of doing that shit all the time, and so he was up next, this guy, and he was like very nice about it, like, of course, yeah, I will. So while he's down there, he's like, you know, shooting the shit with my dad, and they're hovering over him like in the little bit of light that he can have, and they're like, well, what about that? And they don't know what they're talking about, so I don't know why they're like even up his ass. But you know, he's like super cool the whole time. I'm like, this guy's not bad. Like, he's, you know, he's all right. I was just trying to like mess around with him in my car, but there would be more to that. And so he says to my dad, like, oh, I got, you know, if I hook this thing up to this and you push this button and everything will be great. It'll be like all brand new. And my dad's like, yeah, that's great, thanks. So he does that. I'm like, oh, that was nice. He went out of his way to like fix that shit. I guess it was bothering him. So when he's done, my dad says, would you like to bowl a game of Wii bowling with me? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, dude, you live in a homeless shelter. We gotta go make out, mess around. I gotta get you back before you turn into a pumpkin. But he's like, you know, let me bowl. And while I was watching these two grown men, you know, with their Wii bowling in this like tiny little house, and I was thinking, you know, this guy, he's like not bad, you know, like I really just wanted to touch him and play around with him and you know, make myself feel better about getting dumped. And really, he turned out to be a pretty decent guy. So Next week will be our 7th Halloween together, and you can find us in Germantown, trick-or-treating with our 2 beautiful children.